A little story before we start. In the middle of World War II, on May 30th, 1943, a little boy was born to two first-generation Americans, Polish, Ukrainian, and Italian. Little did he know that 80 years later, you all have come out to celebrate my birthday with me. Will everyone please rise? We will post the colors. Post the colors. Present humps. Order. Comes. We will start our program by thanking our Lord above, whatever religion or beliefs you have. We give him thanks.
Good morning. Good morning, Santa Maria. We thank you so much for coming and joining us today. Please bow your heads. Gracious God, on this day we remember and give thanks to all of those who have given their lives in the service of the United States of America. When the need was the greatest, they stepped forward and did their duty to defend the freedoms that we now enjoy and to win the same for others. Oh God, you yourself have taught us that no love is greater than which gives itself for one another. These honored dead gave the most precious gift they had, life itself, for their loved ones as well as their neighbors, for comrades and country, and for all of us. Help us to honor the memory by caring for the family members that they have left behind, by ensuring that their wounded comrades are properly cared for, by being watchful caretakers of the freedoms for which they gave their lives, and by demanding that no other young men and women follow them to a soldier's grave unless the reason is worthy and the cause is just. Holy One, help us to remember that freedom is actually not free. There are times when its cost is indeed dear. Never let us forget those who paid a terrible price to ensure that freedom would be our legacy. Though their names may fade with the passing of many generations, may we never forget what they have done. Help us be worthy of their sacrifice. Oh God, help us all to be worthy. In your name we pray. Amen.
We will have the National Anthem. We have a trio. Present hums.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars
Ladies and gentlemen, I present the flag of our beautiful country. Please join in with me to make our pledge for America. Present Hans. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Two. Please be seated. Every Memorial and Veteran Day service has special meaning to me because we honor those that serve and aren't serving. And at every veteran function, we establish a POW MIA chair. The empty chair represents those that cannot be with us. So we recognize our brothers and sisters. And this year in March, I had the distinct honor of recognizing someone that died in 1950, a 19-year-old, Don Dollar. And then later on, they could not find his remains. But through DNA, they have positively identified, and we brought our brother home in March. So I had the honor of retiring his missing in action because he's no longer missing. He's up here by the mausoleum. The other chair, that's a special chair to me, personally. It's dedicated to a former POW, MIA, came back to Santa Maria, established himself through the business community, but also through the military community. A prime factor in many of the little memorials that we have in Santa Maria, the Veterans Plaza, the VFW, and other DAV. So every service, while I'm alive, I will have a chair for Bobby Rivers. He used to sit right here, right in front, and when Bobby was dying, I told Bobby, I will never forget you, my brother. So, thank you. Today we also remember, honor those that have given the ultimate sacrifice for our country. It is these family members that live their daily remembrance of their loved ones. And we in the community need to make sure the veterans and their families are part of our memorial service. Today it is an honor to welcome the widows, mother, and family members as a part of our service to all the men and women who have given their lives so that we may be free. Today's service, we are recognizing a particular Gold Star family. One who, two sons, their brothers, gave the ultimate price for our freedom, their lives. The Castillo brothers, today we have the family members that are here to introduce you to their family and how their service impacted their lives. Ladies and gentlemen, members of the Castillo family.
My name is Mary Castillo Trinan. Thanks to those of you who have served or are serving in our military. I feel extreme gratitude to the families that support our men and women in uniform. We lost 2 brothers in service of our country. They paid the ultimate price for us and our country, Ismael and Thomas Castillo. I did not know our oldest brother, Ismael, because he was killed in 1945 towards the end of World War II, and I was born in 1950, the youngest in my family. Ismael was only 18 years old when he was killed. I do vividly remember our mother crying for him during holidays and his birthday because he wasn't with us. She always felt the emptiness in her heart and soul. That is what happens to a mother when she loses her son or daughter. She felt this loss until she died 22 years ago. She went through this twice. In 1945, when Ismael was killed in action, and again in 1969 with the death of our brother Tom at the age of 25. I grew up with Tom. He was 5.5 years older than I. Tom was a very mischievous boy. He loved playing tricks on us. He was quiet and shy. As he grew up, he overcame some of his shyness. And he loved getting together with family, aunts, uncles, cousins, nieces, and nephews. We didn't have a TV, so we played games like checkers, Monopoly, dominoes. I think dominoes was his favorite game. Tommy was a hard worker. He worked alongside my older brothers and sister in the fields after school, during school if necessary, and during the summer. In high school, he ran cross country. He loved to exercise and kept very fit. His favorite sport was boxing. I heard Tom was quite the ladies' man. I still remember when he joined the Air Force. Mother and I cried a lot when he left. At one point, he was stationed in Las Vegas. Tom would come home unexpectedly to surprise us. His last assignment of this tour of duty was in Vietnam. When he completed his assignment, he came home. He always seemed restless. He wasn't able to get the job he wanted, so he decided to join the Army this time. After training, he was transferred to the 82nd Airborne Division. Shortly after that, he was transferred to the 173rd Airborne Division. Then he returned to Vietnam, where he was skilled in service of our country. Once again, another heartbreaking situation for all of us, especially our mother. Another piece of her heart and soul were taken from her, and I, like our mother, still feel the emptiness of his presence. Thank God we still have young men and women who put their lives on the line for us and our country. God bless you for your courage and selflessness. Thank you. We owe you our ultimate gratitude.
And that was Thomas. Just one interjection is there any classmates of Thomas? I know right there. So what we have, it's personal, and that's why I bring the Gold Star families so they can tell you, our family, their situations. So about Ishmael.
Hello, my name is Cynthia Kozart, and I was the niece. I am here to talk of the 2 uncles that could not make it here today. One is in Colorado, Uncle John, and Uncle Sam called late last night. He is very ill, and so I'm going to speak briefly on a little something they wrote. Uncle John wrote Family of Warriors. This is just a brief outline about Tom's tour of duty in U.S. Air Force and the United States Army. Tom first enlisted in the U.S. Air Force. After his tour of duty in the U.S. Air Force, he enlisted into the Army. There was 8 brothers and 2 sisters, total of 10. Of the 8 brothers in the family, 4 served in the United States military. Of the 4 that served, 2 were killed in action. First, the eldest brother Ismail was killed in Germany. Uncle Tom was killed in Vietnam. Uncle John, who wrote this, served in Germany, and Uncle Sam served in Korea in the 60s. We also had brother-in-laws Jim Kozart, my father, and John Trinan served. We also have several nephews and cousins and family. Again, as he said, we are a family of warriors. This is my Uncle Sam's participation. He, first of all, wishes he could be here. He loves Santa Maria. They grew up here, went to Santa Maria High School, and every time he would visit, he would love getting up early in the mornings and going out into the country for a drive and look at our fields of vegetables and grapevines. He was really looking forward to being here today to pay tribute not to just his brothers, but to everyone that serves in the military and still does to this day. And to tribute the ultimate sacrifice as his brothers did, so we and others around the world can live free and enjoy life to the fullest. And remembering his early childhood, Ismail being the oldest, well, all of them worked because they were born in the Depression in the fields. The last time he saw his brother was when they took him to the bus station after he had finished basic training and he was being shipped overseas. He died in action just a few months later, 1 month shy of his 18th birthday. His remains were brought back to Santa Maria around 1947, and they are buried in this cemetery over here. Tom, one of the youngest brothers, lost his life in Vietnam in 1969. He was on his second tour of duty, and he remembers him as quiet but very serious about the things he believed in. He believed in America. Again, a family of warriors, and just proud and honored to have served.
Good morning. My name is Hope Kozart. I'm very proud sister of a 2-star family. I don't remember much of my older brother, Ismail, as I was 6 years old when he was killed in World War II. I do remember when he came home, he would bring us all goodies like fruit. My younger brother Tom was quite shy and at times mischievous. I was in charge of the young'uns, and I was known as a sergeant. Later, as I was married and would visit them, I was a sister, not bossing them around. We had good times going skating and to the beach. Tommy would borrow my car for dates and always forget to put gas. My husband and I were stationed at Hickam Air Force Base in Oahu. I received a call at work from Tommy to tell me that he was going to Vietnam. I thank him for calling me and to please be careful and keep us posted. As time went by, we were so happy and excited that Tommy was coming R&R to visit us in August for my birthday. My mother and cousin Alice was going to fly over to come and see them as well. We were getting things ready for the visit when we got the bad news that he was killed August 1st, 1969. Right away, I thought about my family, folks, losing a second son 24 years after losing Ismael. Heartbreaking. We are a family of warriors. We love America and also our family. And God bless all men and women who serve our country to keep us free. Thank you.
What she's showing me is the MIA first bracelet for Spec 5 Douglas Straight 10/18/1970. So this is a true American patriotic family. At this time, if we have any Gold Star families, would you please stand up? And when we do the reefs, I have a reef that you can present in the name of your loved one. To show our love and support and recognition of my two brothers, their family, and all those that served, we have dovetails that will be released in their name. So if you look to the west, with a young lady with long hair, we also, on Memorial Day, make it a point to recognize those of us that are still living but have served our country through the years. So as I call your war era, would you please stand up and be recognized? Any World War II veterans? I know.
My grandfather's in World War II, sir, and I woke up. I was in a coma for 29 days, sir. And I saw my grandmother. I'm like, hey, Grandma, you got to go when I woke up. I was in the United States Coast Guard helicopter. It was wonderful. I'm going to tell you it was a great adventure, but I love you women. You guys are so strong. To have a child, man, it hurt. Oh, I love you.
And this is a matter of point is just last week we buried a World War II veteran. So I know they are quickly disappearing and being laid to rest. Korea War veteran, Korea War era. Anyone from the Korea War era, please stand up. I know there's... Okay. My conflict. I am a veteran of Vietnam, January 68 to February 69. Republic of Vietnam, Vietnam veterans. Welcome home, brothers. Then through the last years, we have events. We have Desert Storm, Iraqi Freedom, Afghanistan, the War of Terror. If you're a veteran of those era, please stand up and be recognized. And the last group of veterans, when I tell them they're a veteran, a lot of them say, no, I'm active duty. No. Once you put that uniform and swear to your country to uphold it, you are now a veteran. So all our active duty members, please stand up and be recognized. So we are providing an opportunity for our community to recognize our veterans, and we started the Reef Presentations. And I'm so happy to see so many participants with a reef, but I'm also happy to see so many people out here celebrating with me the lives of my brother and sister. And I mentioned on TV, I get nostalgic as I get a little bit older because I'm seeing more and more of the veterans that are younger than me. And God has blessed me to be able to do what I can do. It's my vocation. Okay, Reef Presentations, our first Reef Presentations will be VFW Post 2521. Commander Choflowski and Patty Dougherty, President of the VFW Auxiliary. Okay, American Legion Post Incoming Commander Larry Williams, and President of the Auxiliary Unit 56, Terry O'Cleary. And do we have SAL today? Yes. Thank you. Post. Go ahead. Next, we have the commander of DAV Chapter 82 and the GI connection, Joe Skoda and Vanessa Phillips. Okay. I know her as Vanessa, so that name Phillips. And kind of the key on Joe and Vanessa, they're both retired officers of the United States Air Force, as I had the opportunity to retire also from the Air Force. Rwanda, Lyons Pruitt from the NAACP Santa Maria and Untitled Chapter. Thank you. We have the Captain Henry Sweeter, DAR Regent Mary Powell. Right? Okay. Next, we have the Loyal Order of the Moose, 719. We have the President, Gary Spencer, and Women of the Moose, past Senior Regent Carlene Landry. We have the Eagles Airy Lodge 1745, Jeff Brown, and Women of the Eagles Lodge, C.C. Pearson. The Benevolent Protective Order of the Elks, 1538, Aaron Castellanos, leading knight. And I just wanted to say one thing about the Elks. At 1 o'clock, we're going to rush over there, and the Elks will be doing a Veterans Honor over at the rodeo grounds at their memorial. So we honor the veterans more than one place in the community. Thank you. The Santa Maria Chamber of Commerce, we have Dave Cross and Bob Hatch is not going to walk up with you, no? Dave Cross. Okay, there he is. Let me say a little bit about Dave Cross and Bob Hatch. Normally in November I'm talking maybe a little bit more. Every day Santa Maria honors those that served in our country and gave their life. It's called our Freedom Plaza, located in the front of Maldonado's Youth Center. If you haven't had the chance, please go over 113 names of individuals, people, our brothers that gave their life are etched on those walls. So thank the city for providing that with the Chamber of Commerce and benefactors. Now, are we going to have a December 7th ceremony this year? Okay, so we'll put that on your calendar, December 7th. Look for a service at the Freedom Plaza. So, okay. Since I'm talking about the city of Santa Maria, here's an individual that I've seen probably as long as I've coming out to this here. Her father is a veteran, so she always says she's a military brat. Mayor Alice Patino represented the city. Okay. We have the Mid-Coast Veterans United, Mike Rosas is presenting. And Mike does valuable veteran services too. I'm commander of the Santa Maria Valley Veterans Honor Guard and host here, and we do veteran services, but organizations like Mike Rosas is also available. To me, it doesn't make any difference what activity does a veteran service as long as each one of our brothers and sisters, and I mention sisters because too many times I see where there's a female that was a veteran and did not get a veteran service. We should recognize them for their service to the country as well as our male counterparts. Marine Corps League. Forward. Let's see who's going to be presenting. Okay. Thank you, Ken. Okay. Got a little story about Marine Corps League. I did 24 years active duty and 44 years total service in the Air Force. So I wasn't a Marine. However, over the last 20-some years, I probably have done 600 or 700 Marine funerals. So a few years back, the Marine Corps asked, we'd like to make you an honorary life member of the Marine Corps League. So I thank them for recognizing my service to the community. And then a special group, before they go up. If you look out through the cemetery, you'll see individual flags on any grave sites that are marked as veterans. In fact, some of the graves our veterans are not marked. So I brought some extra flags. So if you look and see that your family member or friend was a veteran and did not get a flag, pick a flag up and put it on their gravesite. Saturday, we do the laying of the individual flags. And one of the largest support groups ever since I've been doing this are the next group of young Americans that support our programs, our community, and our nation. The Future Farmers of America from Santa Maria. Please present to you. As we remember those veterans that have served, it is also appropriate to honor those that are currently serving in our military and are protecting our freedom on a daily basis. I am privileged to present one of Vandenberg Space Force Space Finest, Colonel Chris Barcombe, Vice Commander.
Thank you, Mike, and happy birthday. I know he always tells the story of this was how he spent every had school off every year, right? And so this is what he did.
My father was a scout leader when I was 7 until I went in the military at 18. Before we did a birthday celebration, it was always the cemetery, put flags on, so from the 7 to 18, that was our routine.
And he's still doing it, so thank you for everything. And I have to say thank you again for inviting me back here to Santa Maria to participate in our Memorial Day services. This is a very special event for me and my family. We're not native to this area, but have spent almost 10 years of active duty of time over 3 tours at Vandenberg with my family who's here with me today. And so I've gotten to know many of you, Mike, Bob, Dave, Vanessa, the whole team. Jim Bray is here, and a whole cast of others that I appreciate you welcoming me and my family into your family, and to participate in days like this make it extremely special to me, and so it's a real honor to be here. And today is a day of reflection, so I'd like to begin with a reflection from Frederick Douglass. In 1864, as the American Civil War raged on into its 4th year, Douglass said, "A battle lost or won is easily described, it's understood and appreciated. But the moral growth of a great nation requires reflection as well as observation to appreciate it." The quote captured the sentiment of the time that America, though divided, was one great nation striving to better herself. And that time set aside to deliberately remember and reflect would help provide context and understanding for the loss and help build opportunity for a better future despite the sadness of the sacrifice. Military members who fought in that great war also shared the ideal that their sacrifices and the sacrifices of their families were the heartbreaking but necessary ingredients of growing to become a greater nation. And shortly after the Civil War ended, the first formal observations of this day that we celebrate today occurred to honor those who made the ultimate sacrifice, thus weaving Douglas's sentiment into the very fabric of our nation. And so here we are again today, more than 150 years after he gave that quote and after the first ceremony. We are still committed to the memory of those who came before us. We are free to continue this and other traditions of our nation because of those brave men and women who aspire to forge a future filled with peace, stability, and security, not only for our fellow Americans, but also for our allies and partners who stand shoulder to shoulder with us fighting against tyranny and atrocity. For many of us gathered here, this day is also deeply personal. It's not some abstract concept or simply another holiday. This day is an outward reflection of a loss carried within us every day. This community of Santa Maria and the surrounding communities have shared their sons and daughters, mothers and fathers, sisters and brothers, in the service of our nation, and some were called to give their lives as a result. And so let us remember. Let us remember Sergeant Ismael Castillo, who was killed in World War II. His brother, Specialist Thomas Castillo, a Purple Heart and Bronze Star recipient, killed during the Vietnam War. Thank you for sharing your stories with us today. Army Specialist Kenneth Clifford Yes, please. Army Specialist Kenneth Clifford Alvarez of Santa Maria. World War II veteran Staff Sergeant Bindo Stasi Grasso of Guadalupe. Bronze Star with Valor recipient George William Leninger of Lompoc. Army First Lieutenant Arbrick Lawrence Gordon of Pismo Beach. Army Corporal Henry Richard D. of Solvang. Let us also remember the 22,513 Californians that were lost during World War II, Korea, and Vietnam, and the 725 Californians who have been lost in the 11 years since the war in Iraq and Afghanistan began on 9/11. What separates Memorial Day from most other days, though, is the gathering of community, the gathering of this community and others around those who have suffered the loss of their loved ones. The fact that we are here as one community, united by a sacred bond to support one another, makes this community something special. We're not afraid to gather as an outward sign that we will never forget the brave men and women who died protecting our nation, our values, and our freedoms. We're not afraid to gather together to wrap our arms around the Gold Star families, especially those here today, so that they know that they too have not been forgotten, and that there is a multitude of others ready to surround them with their love and support any time of the year. And we are not afraid to gather together to reflect, to observe, and to appreciate, as Frederick Douglass asked of us, so that we may continue to promote the moral growth of this great nation. Thank you, everyone.
Just a little memento of your great talk today and honoring us and honoring our country. Certificate appreciation presented to Chris E. Barcombe, Vice Commander of 30th Space Force, Vandenberg Space Force Base, 2022 Memorial Day, in recognition of the outstanding dedication, military service to our nation, our community, state, and the United States of America. My Gold Star family, do you want to present a wreath? Yeah, come on up. Come on up. They're not strangers to the podium because they have been here quite many years. Tracy Manusa for Sergeant Marine Corps, killed in action. I would like a representative from the Future Farmers of America to come up, or you can all come up. Please come up to the dais. As I mentioned, they have been coming out for years, and possibility that some of their parents might have come out in the past. And I want to thank Don Smith in particular for coordinating it. Well, certificate appreciation presented to the Future Farmers of America FFA Santa Maria on Memorial Day 2022 in recognition of the outstanding dedication service to our veterans, their communities, the state, the United States of America, in appreciation, Mike Stadnick Jr., Commander of Santa Maria Valley Veterans Honor Guard. And I just want to put a plug in for Dovetails. Okay, I did a service on last week, and she performed that service for the family. And I said, what more appropriate to add a little bit, to me, was beauty. Seeing those birds released and having them red, white, and blue birds in that. So I think she packed up. We did it kind of early because we're afraid the birds don't want us. Not like you that could sit around for an hour. You know, so. Okay. Today is a day we remember and honor those that have given the ultimate sacrifice for their country. It is those family members that live the daily remembrance of their loved ones, and we in a community need to make sure that veterans and families are part of all our memorial services. I want to thank each and one of you for participating with me in celebrating the lives of my brothers and my sisters. Can I have the singers up here? Normally, I say a lot of ceremony, you have a closing prayer. But me, I heard the song, God Bless America. And I think that is the most appropriate benediction as we close our ceremony. So, ladies, God bless America. Please stand. Please stand.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the
the American flag post up here. Thank you, ladies. Hold on a minute here a second, ladies. I have 4 certificates, but there's 3 ladies, so you tell me who's here. Sophia, Jordan Catherine, not here. Larissa, okay, thank you very much. I don't know, do I have one for you? Let's see. Oh, there it is. You must be Rosalinda. These were 2 sisters, so I want to express appreciation. And again, to me, this is our youth of our country, and they come out and help us celebrate. Thank you. Please be seated. I come out in front here because, like I said, serving my brothers and sisters is my vocation. And every veteran deserves a memorial service. So for all those brothers and sisters that did not get a final salute veteran service, this is the service I provide for them in celebration of their life. It's not a funeral, it's not a sad time. It's a happy time because we're celebrating the life they served us and remembering them. We, the Santa Maria Valley Veterans Honor Guard, the veterans of foreign wars, American Legion, and veterans are assembled here to pay a lasting tribute to our departed comrades. When the call of our country was heard, our comrades answered. Self was forgotten, the cause of a greater good. As a brave man or woman, they marched away with abiding faith in their God, their country, their flag. The red of their country's flag was made redder still by their heroism. The white more stainlessly pure by the motives which impelled them. In the starry field of our nation's glorious banner, the blue has been glorified by the service they have given for American ideals. One by one, as the years roll on, we are called upon to fulfill these sad duties of respect to departed comrades. The present, full of cares beset all nation, fades away. We look back on a day these comrades left their home to defend their country. Imbued by a spirit of devotion, inspired by undying love of their native land, they gladly went forth and joined with comrades, both young and old, to preserve our heritage of freedom. We trust the example set by our comrades will prove a glorious beacon to the youth of our country, who may be called upon to uphold the honor of our flag. As the years roll on, we too shall finish our fight, shall be laid to rest, and our souls follow the long columns to the realms above, as all enfolding death, hour by hour, shall mark its recruits. Conrad, let us so live that when the keeper of eternal record shall call our names for that last time, those we leave behind, as we say of our veterans, here lie all that is mortal of a true-hearted veteran and a fearless defender of their country and their flag. At this time, I'll ask everyone to rise. We will be firing 3 volleys and playing attacks. Firing party, prepare to fire 3 volley. Present hose. Retire the colors. Present hymns. Order. This is a reminder, VFW Post is doing a social after on battles. The Santa Maria Valley Veterans Honor Guard at 1 o'clock will be celebrating with the Elks at their memorial. And just one last bit about the Santa Maria Valley Veterans Honor Guard. Our motto is never too late to a veteran service. And I just bring up, we did James Agawa. James Agawa was a Japanese that lived in Guadalupe. He was too young to go in the military, so he went to the relocation camps. When he turned 18, he joined the Airborne and served our country. We did his service 2 years after the day he died. So that is an invitation. If you have a veteran and you want to have a veteran service, normally I tell the easiest way to contact me is through the VFW. I have no problem if you contact me personally. So let's remember that we live in the greatest country in the world, and you are the greatest people in the world. Thank you for coming out.